In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on November 21st, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Memphis Grizzlies versus Houston Rockets. This highly anticipated Wednesday night showdown showcases the Memphis Grizzlies on the road against the Houston Rockets in what promises to be a thrilling basketball spectacle. The Grizzlies enter this contest following a narrow 102-100 defeat at home against the Celtics, while the Rockets, who recently concluded a 6-game winning streak, aim to bounce back from a 121-116 loss to the Warriors on the road. The Memphis Grizzlies have encountered a challenging start to the season, dropping 10 of their initial 13 games. Despite their struggles, Sunday's performance against the red-hot Celtics showcased a resilient effort. Desmond Bane's exceptional display, sinking 7 three-pointers and accumulating 30 points and 8 assists, provided a beacon of hope. Sandy Aldama contributed significantly with 28 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists, and Jaren Jackson Jr. added 17 points. However, the Grizzlies faced a setback by going scoreless in the final 147, allowing the Celtics to slip away in the end. On the other side, the Houston Rockets, after an impressive 6-game winning streak, find themselves in a 3-game skid following a 121-116 road loss to the Warriors. Alperen Sengun led the charge with 30 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 assists, while Jabari Smith Jr. and Dillon Brooks chipped in with noteworthy performances. Despite shooting 46% from the field and 13 of 41 from the three-point line, the Rockets struggled to contain Stephen Curry, and Fred VanVleet's subpar performance added to their challenges. Notably, both teams face injury concerns. The Grizzlies are without key players such as Xavier Tillman, Luke Kennard, Derrick Rose, and Marcus Smart, while the Rockets have ruled out Tari Eason and Victor Oladipo, with Alperen Sengun listed as questionable. Despite recent losses, the Rockets have demonstrated resilience against tough opponents and maintained their ability to cover spreads. With a formidable defense, ranking 5th in opposing field goal percentage and 3rd in opposing three-point percentage, the Rockets pose a significant challenge for the struggling Memphis team. The Grizzlies, currently 2nd to last in field goal percentage and 24th in three-point percentage, face an uphill battle in generating efficient offensive possessions, as the Rockets excel in three-point shooting, hitting 36.2% of their threes, and the Grizzlies struggle to defend the perimeter, allowing opponents to shoot 41.5% from 3. The Rockets are poised to capitalize on this mismatch. Despite Memphis gaining confidence from their narrow loss to the Celtics, the Rockets, being one of the informed teams in the league, are favored at home and are eager to face a less formidable opponent after challenging some of the league's top teams. The Grizzlies' ongoing struggles are reflected in their 5-8 against the spread record as underdogs. The Rockets, despite a tough week, have remained competitive and respectable in recent weeks. The Grizzlies' fortunes are unlikely to improve until they regain full health, with a significant portion of their roster currently on the injury list. Anticipate a barrage of three-pointers from the Rockets, exploiting Memphis's defensive vulnerabilities against perimeter shooters. With the Grizzlies still grappling with victories this season, the Rockets, even with recent losses, remain favorites at home. The Rockets have demonstrated their ability to cover or push in 9 of their past 10 games, instilling confidence in predicting them to cover the spread in this matchup. So the Houston Rockets to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Analyzing the scoring dynamics, the Grizzlies average 109 points per game, with a road average of 110 points. In their last 3 encounters with the Rockets, they averaged an impressive 131 points per game. However, facing a Rockets team that concedes only 101 points per game at home, the Grizzlies are likely to fall short of their average in this game. On the flip side, the Rockets average 110 points per game, with a home average of 113 points. In their recent matchups with the Grizzlies, they averaged 113 points per game. Considering Memphis's defensive struggles on the road, allowing 115 points per game, the Rockets might not reach their usual point total. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Philadelphia 76ers versus Minnesota Timberwolves. On the upcoming Wednesday night showdown, the Philadelphia 76ers are set to embark on a challenging road trip to the Target Center, where they'll face off against the Minnesota Timberwolves. This encounter follows a demanding back-to-back schedule for the 76ers, who are coming off a hard-fought game the night before. In their recent performance against the Cavaliers, the 76ers exhibited resilience but ultimately fell short in a thrilling 122-119 overtime battle. The 76ers' offensive firepower, led by Joel Embiid's stellar performance with 32 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 blocks, showcased their determination to secure a third consecutive victory. Despite individual brilliance from players like Tyrese Maxey, who contributed 30 points with 6 assists, and Tobias Harris, who added 23 points, the team struggled with a 41% field goal percentage and a challenging 11 of 35 from beyond the arc. Facing an 18-point deficit in regulation, they valiantly worked their way back, only to experience a heart-wrenching defeat in overtime on their home turf. Contrastingly, the Minnesota Timberwolves have been on a scorching hot streak, winning 9 of their last 10 games, and they're aiming for a third consecutive triumph following a convincing 117-100 victory over the New York Knicks. Anthony Edwards spearheaded the Timberwolves charge with 23 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists, while Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert contributed significantly. The Timberwolves displayed their efficiency, shooting 51% from the field and 11 of 34 from beyond the arc. Their dominance at home continued, boasting an impressive 6-0 record for the season. Anticipating a fatigued Philadelphia squad due to their Tuesday clash with the Cleveland Cavaliers, it's likely that key players, such as Embiid and Harris, will see limited minutes in the in-season tournament clash against the Timberwolves. Despite the 76ers' commendable 7-3 against the spread record in their last 10 games, the Timberwolves, undefeated at home, present a formidable challenge. The Timberwolves' recent success, coupled with the 76ers' back-to-back game scenario and potential player rotations, makes this a challenging spot for the 76ers. In the context of the in-season tournament game, both teams are expected to field a full lineup, unlike the preceding game against Minnesota, where rest considerations for key players may come into play. The Timberwolves, currently second in defensive rating and boasting a solid shooting percentage, enter the matchup in better form, having won 9 of their last 10 games. Despite the 76ers' 2-game winning streak preceding the challenging overtime loss, the Timberwolves have been established as favorites, reflecting their recent stellar performance. While there are no players listed on the injury report for the 76ers, last-minute decisions regarding player rest may influence the game dynamics. Confidence is high for the Timberwolves, and the reasonable line makes them a favorable pick to secure another statement win at home. Considering the likely fatigue of the Philadelphia club, especially after a physically demanding game against the Cavaliers, the Minnesota Timberwolves to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full-game side pick. Shifting the focus to the total pick, the absence of Joel Embiid in the back-to-back game could lead to an offensive shift for the 76ers, with Tyrese Maxey taking on a more prominent role. Given Philadelphia's average of 120.5 points per game and Minnesota's 113 points per game. Despite Minnesota's strong defense, the absence of Embiid is likely to prompt the 76ers to increase their pace. Expecting a high-scoring affair, over the projected total is our full-game total pick. Sacramento Kings versus New Orleans Pelicans. In an anticipated showdown, the Sacramento Kings are gearing up for a rematch against the New Orleans Pelicans following a resounding 129-93 defeat in their previous encounter. The Pelicans, now standing at a commendable .500 on the season, exhibited a dominant performance led by the dynamic duo of Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson. The Kings, currently boasting a 4-4 record on the road, faced one of their most challenging offensive struggles of the season, unable to contain the Pelicans' firepower. As the Kings sit at 5th place in the Western Conference, the Pelicans are closely trailing at 9th with a 5-4 home record. The Sacramento Kings had been riding high on a 6-game winning streak before hitting a roadblock against the Pelicans. Harrison Barnes, with 16 points, led the team's scoring effort in their recent loss. De'Aaron Fox contributed 14 points, while Kevin Huerter and Domantas Sabonis each added 10 points. Unfortunately, the Kings collectively shot a mere 37% from the field and struggled from beyond the arc, hitting only 11 of 45 attempts. The Pelicans took control early, establishing a 13-point lead by halftime, and widened the gap in the third quarter, limiting the Kings to just 16 points. Conversely, the New Orleans Pelicans are riding a wave of momentum with 3 victories in their last 4 games. Their confidence soared after a convincing 129-93 triumph over the Kings, where Brandon Ingram notched 31 points. Zion Williamson contributed 26 points on an impressive 1-2 of 1-6 shooting, and Herbert Jones chipped in with 18 points. The Pelicans shot a remarkable 54% from the field and capitalized on their three-pointers, making 12 of 28 attempts. Despite the Kings missing key players Trey Lyles and Keon Ellis, and the Pelicans still without C.J. McCollum, Matt Ryan, and Trey Murphy, the upcoming matchup promises to be highly competitive. The previous encounter caused a correction in Vegas odds, favoring Sacramento as the superior team this season. With only a 2-point spread, the Kings are set to capitalize on their recent form, having won 7 straight before the Pelicans' interruption. De'Aaron Fox's return has been instrumental for the Kings, and the offense, built around his speed and quickness, is finding its rhythm. The supporting cast of Monk, Huerter, Murray, and Barnes adds depth, especially in three-point shooting. The absence of McCollum, the Pelicans' primary ball handler, may pose challenges for them, while Williamson's fluctuating performance adds an element of unpredictability. Both teams enter the rematch in strong form, but the Pelicans hold the psychological edge after their dominant win. However, bouncing back from a lackluster performance, the Kings are poised for revenge. The challenge of defeating a formidable opponent twice in quick succession is daunting, and the Kings are expected to prevail. So the Sacramento Kings to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. De'Aaron Fox, recognized as one of the league's premier guards, is expected to adjust to defensive strategies employed against him. While the Kings may encounter difficulties in containing Ingram and Williamson, their offensive prowess is anticipated to shine. Both teams play at a fast pace, ranking 13th and 8th in the league, respectively. The Kings' penchant for three-pointers and the Pelicans relying on the hot hands of Ingram and Williamson contribute to an expectation of an offensive showcase. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.